But let's talk Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts also got some details dropped here that I thought was interesting and that made me bring in some theories. And yeah, something big is coming for the Marvel Cinematic Universe assembly of anti-heroes. Speaking to comicbook.com at San Diego Comic-Con, Thunderbolts star David Harbour, who feel like he's the only one that was hyped and promoting the movie properly, was asked to expand on his previous bomb drop tease within the events of this next MCU production. Our characters are going to be interacting with something that we don't really understand, and it fundamentally changes the course of the way things expand. While this could be anything, much of the mystery within the Thunderbolts seem to tie back into Lewis Pullman's Bob character, right? Bob, the Top Gun Maverick star, replaced Steven Yeun in the film. It has been reported that Yeun was going to play Sentry in the Thunderbolts. So why I think this is probably going to happen is because it's been widely reported that this was happening, but also the writer of Invincible, obviously Steven Yeun voices Invincible, said he saw Steven Yeun in the Sentry costume and he looked amazing. So like he basically leaked that information by mistake. The character with the power of 1 million exploding suns that remains one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Comics. Sentry's real name is Robert Reynolds. Also lines up with Pullman simply being referred as Bob is a nickname for Robert. And if you know, and when I looked into Sentry, he's called Bob a lot inside the comic books. So I definitely think that he is going to be playing Sentry, and that's going to be a very interesting addition to the MCU. But I have theories here because he's talking about dropping this bomb, and I wanted to bring this up because I think the bomb that is being referred to can be the Void, which is the Sentry's arch nemesis, which is similar to the Phoenix in that it inhabits Bob. So you don't know anything about the Sentry. The Sentry is a character who he was in the Marvel Universe the whole time, but he forgot he was a superhero, and something made all the other heroes forget about them. Similar kind of to how in the MCU Captain Marvel existed, but something happened to her while she's not interacting with Earth. Something happened that wiped the memories of different characters, and he's existed for a long time, and he was once a great superhero, and his villain was the Void. As we go across the Sentry's origin story and everything that happens with him, we find out that the Void is a part of him. It's part of his personality. It's two sides of a coin, and his Sentry personality is fighting his Void personality. The Void comes to Earth in a destructive path, similar to like the Phoenix Force. Very big similarities. The Void has a ton of different powers across the Marvel comics, but I do think that they're going to tie something multiversal to the Void, and why they said that this is going to expand things in the MCU. I think they're going to tie in there, and I also have a feeling, it's just an offshoot, that the reason why the Thunderbolts have an asterisk next to their name, because I feel like by the end of the movie they won't be the Thunderbolts. I think they're going to be called something else, where because the synopsis for the Thunderbolts is that each of the members of the Thunderbolts were put on a mission, and they weren't aware that they were going to be all on the same mission, and it's a setup, right? It's a setup to try to get them killed, I guess. They were 100% clear on that. So I think they're going to start off as like a Suicide Squad kind of thing. The Thunderbolts is the Marvel version of Suicide Squad. And then at the end, we might get the Dark Avengers or a different team. And the name will end up being changed by the end of the movie, which I think is something that the MCU has never done. It'll be very interesting. But we've seen it in other movies do that before. So I do think that these characters are going to run into Sentry, which is a scary character to run into because he's Superman level, Captain Marvel level, Thor level, Hulk level in the comics. So I think he's going to be very, very strong here. And I think the Void will be there as well. And we'll start messing with things once they get to it. So, guys, what do you think about the details about the Thunderbolts and my theories about what the story may be about and how this can expand the MCU and affect not only Earth, but also the multiverse? And what do you think about Sentry being introduced in the MCU? Drop all those comments down below and let me know. Like the video if you like my breakdown. Attack the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell to notify reviews, reactions, live discussions, and much more. If you're live, stay tuned.